it was an astounding moment to think that his life is over and that he's buried in the ground. He said to me in our living room, "Mom, I think I'm going to be a Green Beret." I said, "No, you're not." But that was the kind of friends that he hung around with. They all fed each other the legend. And there was no deterring him. He graduated Green Beret June 28th. He then had time off and took a vacation with his fiancée out west. He came back, and I flew down, and my greatest memory is washing all of his newly distributed Green Beret clothing. Now he had a whole new set of gear. So I washed everything. I love that part. Lots of happiness and no fear. I was just with him. And then he said, "Mom, I really wish I had a Kindle." Right? I said, "Well, let's go get one." So we went to Kmart or Walmart. I just made him so happy buying that little gift. It was a glorious afternoon, and then I had to fly home and say goodbye. He brought me to the airport. It was our last picture. And I just, just sent him off.
Both times when Andrew deployed, we really didn't worry about Andrew. His training was just, phenomenal. And being very resourceful, very smart.
He and his team was sent into a forward operating base that didn't exist, that they had to build. And one of his stories is he called me to say, "Mom, we have no medical supplies," which I couldn't fathom. I mean, this is the United States Army. I was able to secure hundreds of pounds of supplies for him and his troops. Now, you would think he would complain, but never. We were so happy to be able to help them. He said, "Mom, we have no chairs here." So Bob ordered a Penn State folding chair, sent it over. He left it behind for the next rotation. That's how bleak it was and bare bones.
He had over 100 missions in the time that he was there. He was promoted to captain by General Petraeus in May.
Exactly on his anniversary date, you get your promotion. In December, he called to say, "I got my own team," which is what they live for. Andrew knew where he was going, to Wardak province, which had lost so many American soldiers. He was really making steady progress, working with the locals. And I think that was Andrew's greatest gift, was his personality and his perseverance and his ability to connect. Previous to 2013, in 2011 and in 2012, many American soldiers were being killed by Afghan partners. A soldier, a Taliban, dressed up as an Afghan police officer, betrayed the team and opened fire on the entire team. And Andrew was the first to be hit. The dog was then hit. Every soldier was injured from losing an eye to losing a leg. So my worst fear was realized. The worst imaginable way for Andrew to die happened. And Bob and I have been given the task of figuring out how to go on and what to do with his beautiful life and then building a legacy on that.
It was that Monday afternoon, and I had heard about 2 soldiers being killed. It didn't really sink into me at the time. So I was down in the office, and about 4 o'clock, I think, the doorbell rang. And, I was busy, but I came up the stairs and I looked out the side window of the front door, and I saw a arm that had looked like a blue sleeve, and I thought, no, I'm not going to answer the door. It's somebody making a sales call on us. So I went, so I left it alone. I went back downstairs, and then the doorbell rang again. I said, okay. So I went back upstairs, and I opened the door, and there were the two soldiers.
Two uniformed.
Yeah, the two officers. And it's just like you see in the movies. So I opened the door, and they said, is Helen here? And I said, no, she's at work. And I said, can you tell me what happened? They said, no, we have to also talk to Helen, but you know what happened, don't you? So it was 4 o'clock, and Helen wasn't coming home from work until 6 or 6:30, and so we had two options. One is to have them come back, and I felt bad. I mean, they were not doing well either. So I had them come in, and for the next 2.5 hours until Helen got home, I sat with the two officers. About 6:30, Helen drove in, and I went and met her in the garage, and at that point, it sank in as to what had happened, I think, right away.
There was a strange car in the front, and I thought, I wonder whose car that is. But it turned out to be the officer's car. But I had no suspicion. And then I pulled in, and when I came in the door and I saw army pants, blue army pants with yellow stripes, I knew. And then they have a standard presentation, which we heard together. And then I asked them to say it again. And they did. And that was the end. He was dead.
We've taken a 180-degree turn from what we ever envisioned.
Being old.
Yeah, being old
and retired
would be like. I mean, we've gone from, having, being, together ourselves and, living your life like most people do, to now we have a mission. We have a mission that is, far greater than we ever would have thought, in a totally different direction.
Yeah, very meaningful. Yeah, it gives us purpose that we never would have had. And it's another gift from Andrew. He gave this to us. Mom, Bob, keep going. You're too good to sit there and have coffee all day long.
Think about him every day.
Every day. I love him every day.
Is it a different memory every day?
He's just with me. I'm surprised you can't see him. He's just with me.